Okay, kids, today we're going to talk some toy tips. And after that, I'm going to go into Hasbro at their best, Hasbro at their worst. Last time I did Super 7. Barely anybody watched it. I don't care. I just want to make videos about things that are on my mind. And Mythic Legions, I already made a video about why you should buy them. Me and a buddy went to Legion Con a few weeks ago. What's up, Jacob? And we had a blast. I'm telling you, he might agree. If not, it's fine. I've never been to a power con. I've never been to a con that is exclusive to one particular thing. So I imagine a furry con or a power con, you're going to feel like you're a part of that community because you're all locked in on the same idea. And that's what Legion Con was. Obviously, we were all there to celebrate and buy and talk about this wonderful toy line. You might be confused as to why there's paint in there. I'll get to that in a minute. But I think moving forward, I'm not going to buy anything from Mezco anymore. I'm not doing hot toys anymore. I'm done with McFarlane unless it's like a major character, like a perfect Wonder Woman, for example. Or, you know, he just announced a Riddler, so I'm getting that. Man, I really can get off on a tangent. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna try to stay locked in on Mythics being my main line, and everything from every other company. Just getting the big dogs, just getting the people that totally make sense. Unless it's gorgeous, it's tough when something's gorgeous. I sometimes have to get it, and then I end up reselling it. Anywho, I don't have pics. I'm not that fancy yet, and sometimes I just delete my pics because they go on my phone and I don't have room. But this guy was totally gray. He was totally. Let me see if I can grab a figure. I don't know. They have something called builders, so you can like build up your army build, and they're like $40, especially at the show. And so they're like a McFarlane, and they have less paint. Not that they look bad, they just have less paint. I dry brushed this guy. I added some paint. I spray painted copper. My thing is, I'm not a master customizer by any means. A buddy of mine teaches me some things here and there. Kev, what's up? He's the master. But even he agrees, not 100%, but he agrees that people, especially customizers that sell, and I'm not trying to call anybody out. If you're a seller, there's some amazing work out there, obviously. I don't sell my stuff. I like to keep my toys. I will paint something for you. If you send it to me, I'll paint it and I'll send it back. Just pay for shipping. I'll do that. But they will tell you, oh, if you're buying the cheap stuff, you're kidding yourselves. You have to buy Citadel or premium acrylic paints. Let me tell you something. Acrylic paint is mostly going to be acrylic paint. This heavy body stuff is just thicker, and it still worked like shit. It still drove me nuts. I still end up I don't even know where that figure is where I used orange. Drove me nuts. This was $15. These are now $5 or $6. This was $2. Look how gorgeous that looks. And the trick is dry brush it on. Don't cake it into the joints. This figure was gray. This figure was. If I'm gonna bring in another builder, I'm moving away from the mic. That figure was this color. I'm gonna try to get him back there. This is another builder figure. It's like a paladin. So I didn't want him to be gray. I wanted this guy to be kind of pristine. The beard is regular. This ain't Apple Barrel. This is folk art. This was $2. This is my favorite color right now. I might paint my freaking walls with this paint. I love it so much. I painted a McFarlane Batman somewhere, or no, Mr. Freeze. It's gorgeous. That's my point. You can use cheap paints to get away with it. Just seal it with a matte spray. There's a matte spray right there. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on paint. You just have to know what you're doing. Clean the figure before you do it. Make sure there's no oils or residue on it. You want the paint coming off. Dry brush it on till it gets to a good layer to where it covers. If you're working over gray, it's good. Blue is going to cover well over gray. Orange doesn't cover over freaking anything. Now, to this awesome dude over here, that dry brush, that black wash, a buddy of mine Frankie Scalzo. He recommended a tip of using not mascara or blush, women's blush. Dollar store, you can buy this makeup. Oh, eyeshadow. I'm sorry, because it's going to be powdery. And yes, some of it will come off, but you can see you can keep, much like a woman does with her makeup, or a man, if that's your thing, you can keep layering it on and layering it on and layering it on until you get that definition you want. And you get that grime. I did it in the armor to get like grime in there to make this look like it's used. And the beauty is you can just blow it right out of there or wipe it right out of there if you hate it. But you keep caking it on and eventually it'll stick and stay. And then when you spray it with that matte, it's going to spray. Now, the reason why this is better than just doing a black wash when you dilute the paint with water is black wash, it gets the wet paint can get everywhere. Point is, have fun, go buy some paints, don't be afraid to paint your figures. If anyone tells you you can't use Apple Barrel or Michael's paint, you can't. This one guy, he's a cool dude, man, but he posted something on Facebook. You know the meme with SpongeBob where he looks like a Cro-Magnon caveman SpongeBob, and it was like, oh, I use Apple Barrel and it's fine. Like, I felt attacked, and I didn't go at him because it's like, dude, your shit, it looks fine, but it ain't like a professional. It's cool, it looks fine. I don't want to get no thing, but my shit looks just as good. I use cheap paint. It's gonna stay in there forever. I'm not taking these fucking things in the backyard and playing with them where this is gonna rub off. I'm putting them in a pose once or twice, going on a shelf. Case closed. Use cheap paints, have fun. Now, I will say this about Citadel. Their pre-mixed colors are fantastic. They're making colors for the little Warhammer dudes that need those rustic, bronzes and golds and silvers. They do make colors that go well for these toys. I'm not saying, don't buy this. They're cool. Just saying you don't have to. This, awesome. I mean, it looks incredible. All this was painted. The gold was regular gold. The blue was this. The beard was regular Apple Barrel. This was Citadel. The brown was Citadel, though. Okay, have fun with your figures. Paint them. Have fun with them. You own them. You can own them forever. Don't be afraid. I didn't paint this guy because I want him to look pristine. He's not fighting. He has the flag. He's just going to probably get killed holding this dopey flag. And then his life meant nothing. So, on to Hasbro and the best and worst of Hasbro. Now, I know there's two different teams, but I don't care, okay? I got this figure, which was way overpriced, but he's gorgeous. This is the Sergeant Slaughter from the cartoon we all know and love. I love him. His glasses come off, the hat comes off, no pins in the legs. He gives you his pointy figure. I don't know what this thing is called for a drill instructor, but he means business. I love this figure. And I talked about Stalker the last time. Hasbro is on top of their game with the G.I. Joe Classified line. Where they are not on top of their game, or it's hit or miss, where you never know what you're going to get, where the box is different from the freaking toy. This Mystique was the same price. And watch, she's not going to stand up. Well, she might. She got ugly pins in the knees. Her elbows aren't double jointed. I hate this floaty shit, man. Some people, I have friends, I know you're watching, guys. They say they don't care about. How could you not care about this? How can every time you pick up your finger, John, computer, how can you guys not care about this? It's just floating around there. I'm gonna have to glue this tonight. That is a different way of customizing my toy. When I got a McFarlane right here, $20 figure, I painted it. This belt ain't all floaty. I mean, sure, he's wearing this weird rubber diaper, but you mean to tell me that this $40 figure that can't stand looks better than that? This isn't floating around. This is this floaty bullshit. And I heard them address it in their last little, whatever the hell it was. I don't know what their things are called. And they talk to people on YouTube. They said they were going to get away from floating bullshit. Well, when? I hate this. It might be good if you want to customize. Sure. But if this was pegged in or glued in, you could still work that off. I don't know. I just feel like their Marvel Legends go from a 10 to a 2 from release to release. You can have the best looking figure. In fact, in that same freaking VHS wave, you got no pegs on the legs, and he's gorgeous. It's almost like these two things. No, it's not like they came from the different. I mean, they look at this. I don't know. It's just weird. That's Hasbro at their best. Hasbro at their worst. That's the video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the comments. Like I said, every day I see a comment, and if any kind of engagement, I get pumped. I like talking about toys. Some people call me out on my Mezco thing. I don't care. I don't get offended. If they haven't some releases coming out, I'm glad, because, you know, seeing people get toys they pre-ordered is awesome. So if you disagree with me about the paints, if you think I'm a moron, if you think buying cheap paints is stupid, it's going to rub off, and, you know, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have fun.